Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Yeah. Looks like I got some work in front of me, and this shouldn't take me too terribly long. And if you've been with me before, you would know what I'm gonna do. Maybe not. Look at that flagpole holder. I had showed you on a previous video how to install a flagpole holder like that to a stucco wall and stuff. And look at that. Isn't that something? This is a metal one, and it snapped right off. And you know how it snapped off? Well, my auntie, she had her flagpole on there, on the flag holder, and it was on a very, very windy day, and it snapped it right off. I didn't even think these could snap off, but lo and behold, yes, they can. So she asked me if I could install another one for her, and I was just gonna get another one like that, but no, they went to the store. My favorite box store, the Home Depot, had this one here. Okay, and it's a metal one. It's heavy duty, man. This thing is heavy, and the holder's here, and you can swivel it down and tighten it up. And it's got 4 screws on it. And the thing that cracked me up, see in there? Look how long those screws are. They're about 3/4 of an inch long. Can you believe that? They're not very long at all. And of course, I need something longer than that. We've got to go through the stucco. They might have some foam insulation on the back side, or this stucco could be an inch deep. And I know there's a wood 2x6, 2x4, whatever they have in the walls, and you can see how I took that screw and I kind of angled it that way, and I took this screw and kind of angled it that way. There might even be plywood on the wall too behind the stucco. I'm not quite sure on that. And I remember I didn't have 3 long screws with Phillips heads. See this one here? It's square. So I think I've got my fitting with me for that. I'm going to take that off, fill up those holes, and then I've got to find some long screws, because I can't really use these screws anymore. It looks like somebody painted those too. I can't use that anymore because the holder is white. So I need some long screws. I'm gonna have to dig up some long screws, and you can get long ones like that at the hardware store, white. But I didn't do that, and I thought, what else can I get? And I asked my mother, hey, do you have any of that corrector fluid? You know, she used to use this years ago when she typed. She still carries it for some reason. I don't know why. She's got a little bit left, and there's a little paintbrush in there, and I'm going to paint the screws dark. Or I'm going to paint the dark screws white, and I'll have to dig through here. I think I got some long screws in there, so I've got to get set up. And hey, I'm gonna get this taken care of and get this done. I've got some caulking, and when I take the screws out, I'm gonna have to caulk those, because those screws, I might be able to use that first one, you know, for this bottom left, right? And then I know it's gonna be longer, wider than where that second screw is. Do you see what I mean? So I'm gonna have to fill that hole up, this hole up with some caulking, and then make my new holes and all that kind of stuff. And I've got all my stuff here. I don't know what I'm gonna use, but I brought some drills. I've got some drills, and I'm glad I brought this one, because I wasn't planning on it, because I need the little square. Of course the guys over here. The guy's over here mowing the lawn when I'm trying to do this, right? Oh well, I'll figure it out. There's a square one. See, there's a square one right there, and or maybe one. Oh, there it is. See, that one's square, and those are kind of like an octagon. See on that one? It's not that one, is it? I've got just a square one, and I believe it's this one. Oh no, it's not. It might be another one. I'll have to find. I'll have to find it. Oh, here's some square ones. It could be this one. See there, that one's square. I'm glad I brought this, or else I wouldn't be able to get that last screw out. I'd figure out something. Okay, so I'll get set up and be right back to you so that we can get this done. Oh, that's funny too. I don't know if you can see this better. I had on the LDC camera, the brightness wasn't as bright before because I was up in an attic last time I was here at Auntie's, and I turned it on brightness, and this time I had it on bright, so I don't know if that affected you. I put this back to normal, and it's funny what I was gonna say. The reason why these used to be black screws, you know why they're painted the same color as the wall? It's because it's been that long ago since I installed this for her, because after I installed it, the painters came and painted everything on the house that medium gray color, and that's why the screws are gray. So yeah, see, I just used, oh, okay, I thought these were black screws, but it's good they aren't, because those would rust. These are gold, and I might just scrape that off and paint and reuse those if I can't find enough screws, and then paint the heads white. Possibly, we'll see. Oh, I've got that tip holder where I've got to pull this out with a pair of pliers. It's not. The funny thing with the magnetic tip holders, most of the time you can get them out. They just pop right in with the magnet. But on mine, for some reason, when I bought it, I thought I was getting the right one, and it's not. I have to actually pull it out with a pair of pliers, and that's silly. Why would you even want to sell something like that? But they have them for something. See if I've got the right one. I'm glad I had that square one. Yeah, they have square head screws. They do. Square head screws. Like if you want to put plywood up, you're boarding something up, you don't want somebody to come by and pull the screws out with a regular Phillips screwdriver on a drill. Put the square head screws in. Okay. All right. So that's just, yeah, see, they just painted around it. That was the color of the wall from before. Okay. So the hardest part of this project, if you didn't have some tin snips, would be to get the packaging open. I kid you not. But if you got some tin snips, yes, that's all you need. Get this cut open. Okay. And probably have to cut this edge off too. There we go. And maybe this side too, just to make it easy. So yeah, my tin snips, usually they're just to cut metal, but you'd be surprised at all the different things you're gonna need your whisk cutters for. All right. Okay. Here's my flagpole. I doubt very seriously this one is ever going to break, because you can get it adjusted, and this whole thing is going to hold your flag. Oh, okay, there's a set screw. I was just going to say, hopefully they have a set screw, and that screw is probably going to be in here, and then you can adjust this however you want. That's going to be nice. This is all metal, and that's going to be good, but I just wanted to show you the screws. It's like, couldn't they have given you
you know, some short screws and some long ones. Look at this. Do you really possibly think I'm going to use these little screws? Heaven forbid. There's no way I'm going to do that. I mean, if you only had these screws and you had a stucco wall, could you do it? Yeah, I guess you could. You'd have to put plastic anchors in there. But I tell you, that's just not long enough. If it gets on a windy day, you could have the whole thing rocking back and forth, and after a while, it's gonna pooey come out. See, here's that long little screw for the side business, okay? So yes, before I do anything, I'll caulk the holes and get ready, and I'll find some longer screws, and I'm gonna save these. I don't have many little short wood screws with the head white. This is designed to be screwed on a piece of wood trim or wood siding, something like that. Okay. All right. Get back to you in a minute. Now see, of course, because they've repainted the wall, I got to get the screws to the left-hand side attached to the wood here, and I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping that when I put these two outside screws on, there's plywood behind here, because I doubt very seriously there's enough room for me to put those screws in at a really super far angle and hit. If there's only one 2x4 in here, let's say, hopefully it's facing this direction, so it's like this, but it could be only 1.5 inches, and with the stucco, usually you got about 1 inch before your wood stud, and the wood stud is going to be 1.5 inches. You know, I might be able to hit it. I might do a little bit of probing first if I can hit, if I can feel that there's some plywood there. I may just go straight in. If I feel that it's not, then I'll have to go in at an angle. Okay? Yeah. All right. Those types of things you just got to think about before you just go in like a bull in a china shop. I wasn't sure if I was going to show you the caulking or not. I'm just using all-purpose acrylic latex caulk plus silicone. It's from DAP, and you know, it doesn't really matter what you use. This is interior. See right there, interior, exterior. So I know I'm good with this stuff. I haven't used this for quite some time, and I'm surprised that it's working without me having to clean it, to clean the tip out and all that. Now I'm just going to take that and kind of push it in. Well, that's why I put a little extra on here, especially on this top one. So I can push it right in the hole, right in the hole, right in the hole, right in the hole. How? Where? Right in the hole. Okay. All right. I want to do that so when it rains, I'm not going to get the water coming down and then somehow going behind this, and then finding these holes going in through there into the stucco, starting to get water on the 2x4, the 2x6, whatever's in the wall. I mean, you'd be surprised. Water is a deadly thing to wood. You get dry rot and stuff like that, okay? So that's the last thing you want, okay? All right, I guess I'm ready to hold that up there, because I know I'm gonna do that. Oh, I gotta dig out some screws too and get ready for that. I just keep that big tub and at my mother's house. It's got all kinds of screws and knickknacks in there and stuff. And see, now I've got to make a decision what screws to use. And see, here's my old screws, and those were painted. You know, in a pinch, I could use all 3 of those if I wanted, but I don't think I'm going to.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I don't think I'm going to use those. I think I'm going to use some other screws I got.
Flagpole.
Yeah. And see, these are screws that are galvanized, and they're meant to be used on the exterior. Here's a different color here. Do you see that? And those are probably for a deck, you know, that what do you call it? Trex decking, and you could use that. I could use that and paint those. Okay, that's designed for exterior. Now I've got some longer screws like this. See, this is a black screw. This is a drywall screw, but this is not designed for exterior. This could hold it, but eventually it's going to rust out. These will rust. These won't rust. These won't rust. Okay, and because I'm painting them white, I think I'll use the silver ones. And those are already galvanized on the outside. I could leave them galvanized, but I don't really want to do that, do I? Because my flagpole is white. Now, that doesn't look, you know, worst case scenario. Could you do that? Yeah, you could. And leave it. But I'm gonna paint those with that white that I've got. Okay? Oh, where is that? I'll have to find it. My corrector fluid, and you can get white. You can get white modeling paint or something. I'm just going to use this. I'm sure it's going to be fine when it dries and stuff. It'll probably be fine. I'm going to use that. I'm going to shake that up, and I'm going to put some of that on and dip it in there. And I'll probably do that now. I'll probably end up doing that now for these galvanized screws, so that the first coat can be drying, and then I can install with some different screws. I could even use these to get it in there, then take these back out, put the other ones in after they're dry, put a second coat on, because since I'm going to be painting it, you know, once you paint it and you put your drill bit in there, it's going to mark it up a little bit. So, but I'll get it, and I'll use this. And I think Mother was saying she doesn't have very much left, but see, it's just a little paint applicator, pretty much. You see what I mean? Corrector fluid. I'm going to use that. It's going to look just fine when I get done. Okay. See there? How's that look? That's just the first coat. I'm going to let that dry on there, and then as I'm getting everything ready, and then I'll put them up there, and then I'll put some more on there when I get it up there. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. But like I say, you can get those long screws. You just when you go to the hardware store, you have to ask somebody where the specialty screws are, and you'll get them pre-finished white. You know, yes, they've got them there. You just have to look around for them. Okay, so while that's drying, now I can get up here and concentrate on this, getting this marked. Now I'm going to use that as the starting point. In fact, I think maybe I should get a couple more screws ready. I got one. I'm just going to use a starter screw just for this one. Yeah, see, that's not long enough. That was an inch and a half or so. And I'm going to use one of these other screws that I put in there, because there's already a hole there, just so I can get this up, so I can get the other ones marked. I like these drills that have the impact on them. Okay, so now, see, here's that little side thing I put in there. Let's just get that out of there for right now. And in fact, I can get rid of this too, can't I? I believe this will make it easy for me. Okay, let's take that out of there. Now I can hold that. I can kind of hold it up there, eyeball it. If I had a felt tip pin, I could just take it and go dep. But I don't have one. I don't have my regular nail bag here. And so I think I'm going to take a nail. And I can eyeball this. I got a good enough eyeball, or if not, you can take your tape measure. And I'm thinking it's looking pretty good right there. Inch and an eighth. That looks really good, right like that. We'll just, okay. And I'm just taking a nail as a set, just to mark it. Just to mark it, okay? Don't try to beat it in there. You might crack the stucco out, depending what type of stucco you have. Okay, I'm just getting some marks on here. Okay, I think that's good. Now I can take this out. Okay, and now the trick is, that's the next trick right here, right coming up. And what happened to that other little screw? See, I've got just a regular drywall screw. Okay, and I'm going to try to take that. Let's make sure I can see where my marks are. Yeah, I can see them. Okay, I'm going to take this and kind of use it as a drill. See what I can do. Because see, you could take a drill bit, a crappy old drill bit. Don't take one of your good drill bits, because you're going to dull it up. And you don't have to go and get a masonry drill bit or anything like that. You know, you can just use a screw like this as your drill. And if it doesn't go in all the way, then you can take it back out, and you can get a sharp screw and put in there again. Okay. But I'm just using this. Look at that. Going right in. Now, your stucco, if it's 50-year-old stucco, good luck doing it this way. It's probably not going to work. I'm going to angle this just slightly that direction, so I don't miss the stud in case the stud is coming out this way instead of that way. Let's say I could be hitting just the edge and missing it. That's why I put these other ones, this one in kind of at a slight angle. Okay, wow. All right. Now, I'm just going to take a longer one now and see if it feels like I got plywood there. I'm pretty sure it does. I think it is, yeah. Well, just for the sake of argument, let's put that in by hand. I don't want to get it so tight that it starts twisting. Now see, look at that. It's twisting. Dabbity nabbit. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything there. And I could get both of those holding it, the holding power, and leave these other two so that they're twisting, but yeah, I don't think I want to do that. But let's just see. Chances are that top one's going to be the same way. Ah. Let's just see. Yeah, see? It's just twisting. That's because it's not in plywood. It's just, it kind of went in snug because that's the first hole there. You see what I'm saying? But I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work for me. This one I should be hitting fine. And I really should have a different tip on here. I've got a bigger one. Now where's my pliers? Hang on here. I'm just doing this on the fly, as you can tell. I've got to get a bigger Phillips. Okay, I think this one, yeah. See, the end is just a little bit fatter. Yeah, that's in. Yeah, that's in. So see, these two are going to be fine. It's the other two. It's like, what? How am I going to get that fixed now? And I'm going to have to do some ingenuity here in a minute here, looks like. And I'll bet you, when I put those two in, I should have angled that knowing, but see, I didn't really know, did I? That's okay. I can still get that in there at an angle, I believe, with this particular type of stucco. And I'm going to get you situated. I'm going to get you situated right here so that I can get up there and see what I can do about getting that. Okay, I think that's why I brought my little stool out here. Wasn't sure if I was going to need that or not. If I can get up there, I can bear down. I can bear down on it and stuff. Okay, I'm just going to use my same screw, and I've got to put it in at an angle. You see, if I put it in at an angle, I believe I can hit that side of the 2x4. And that tells me the 2x4 or the 2x6, whatever they built the walls out of, this last 2x4 is going 1.5 inches wide. They built this wall last, they flipped it up, they tilted it up, and so this 2x4 is going that way. The next one's going that way. This one's going that way. There's only 1.5 inches of grabbing power, and you see these holes. These holes are 1 3/4 inches from center to center. This one here is barely hitting, and I've got it in at an angle, which tells me this one is barely missing, because remember, this screw here, I had it at an angle and I was hitting the 2x4. And I know if I could just put this in at a slight angle like this, it's going to be kind of tricky because I don't want it to slide in that same hole, but I think I can get it just like this. Just like that. And if the head of it is slightly off, okay, the head of it's slightly off, but it'll be fine. Okay. I'd rather do that than put plastic anchors in here. If I put plastic anchors, that's not going to do anything. When it gets windy, this side's going to want to lift off. But in actuality, if I just have those two screws tight in the flagpole holder, it's going to hold. But I'm going to do it better. I'm going to get this in at an angle, and I believe I can get it. Let's see. I've got to use I just use that as my drill. Remember? Now I can pull that tip out, get my other tip in, get the longer screws, put longer screws. These are 3.5, and I believe I'll be able to hit it just like that. There it goes. I can tell it's hitting. And I'm pretty sure that one's going to be fine, even though I've got a 1/4 inch, 5/16 thickness of that, so I know 5/16 of it is going to be coming out. But I think, you know, it still has to go in a little bit further to hit. What I'm doing is I'm not hitting the front edge of the 2x4 or 2x6 in the wall. I'm hitting kind of the edge just beyond it, just beyond the face, and I'm going to tag it into the side, the right hand side of the 2x4. That's why you got to use the long screws too. See? There you go. Okay? So I know those are going to hit. Look at that. All right. Now I'm almost ready. Should I put some caulking in those holes? I don't know. I could, and then I've got my screws. See, those will be fine. Those are dry now. See there? But I know when I put my drill in there, that it's probably going to mess it up a little bit, and so then I'll touch it up when I get done. Okay, and then I've got to check my drill bit or my drill end. See, this smaller one is going to be the one, because this Phillips section is just a hair smaller. This one's just a hair smaller than these other screws. Do you see? See how much bigger that slot is than that one? And so what happens is, if you put the small one in here and you're trying to tighten it up, there's a little bit of a slop in there, see? And there's no way you're going to get this tight without going up to the thicker Phillips head that I've got in the drill now. See, I've already put it in there. Do you see how that one's bigger than that one? Can you tell how it's fatter? And it fits on this one nice and snug. Well, the other one won't fit that nice. So then you can strip it out. Well, that's why you got to get different ones. I think this is a number 2. That's what the standard is for most screw heads. But it's always nice to get some extra sizes and stuff. And that's why I just got this little case. I've had this for quite a while. It's got all kinds of different standard ones. It's got the Phillips. It's got stars. It's got the square ones. Here's some longer Phillips right there. It's got the octagon ones. Okay, it's even got the splined one. See, 3 different sizes of that, 3 different sizes of the square ones. Actually, 4 sizes of the square ones. I still have that square one out somewhere, and I'll have to find it before I get done with this. But there, see, I use those silver screws. I got 4 of those. I didn't have to, yeah, you can buy these at the store. I think you could buy them 2 at a time, and they look just like this. And those are probably $2.50 for this, $2.50 for that, $5, as opposed to I've got those all in a pound of screws. This is probably 25 cents. Okay, another way for you to save your hard-earned money, man. That's the name of the game. Okay, so now I'm pretty much ready to get this bad boy up on the wall. Let's do it. All right. Got my caulking here, and yeah, don't pay somebody else to do something like this for you, please. Okay, I'm gonna fill that up with some caulking, a little bit. Dab will do you. This will kind of help prevent it from getting water down in there. Okay. Last thing I want is for that to come out the side, huh? I don't think it will. If it does, I'll have to dig some of it out. But I think I'm okay. I'm gonna pull that to the inside and pull that one to the inside like that. So it's not gonna bleed out, right? Okay. Always nice to do something for Auntie. Always nice. Okay, so now I better take note of how this goes back on. I didn't want. It's a good thing. Well, I just have to decide where I want this wing nut and stuff. Okay, because the wing nut is going to be on there. Here's the set screw on the outside. Do I want to put it up like that, or do I want to put it up like that with this screw on the inside, the wing nut on the outside? I don't know. I think I'm going to put the wing nut facing out so that when you look up at the front of the house, you don't see the wing nut, you just have this, okay? And she's right-handed. Most people are right-handed. So when you put the flag up, you can do that, and then you can use this with your right hand to tighten up the little side thing, right? Okay, you with me? Okay, so I'm just gonna unscrew that again, take that off so I know which direction to put that up. And I got my white screws, and I could start these maybe with my Phillips screwdriver, my hand one. Okay. Hey, I can just hold that up there and kind of fish it in before I shove it up to the wall. Like that. Get that one in. See how I've got it going slightly at the angle of the dangle, and I might have to take those out until I get this top one screwed in, but we'll see. Yeah, see, I just might, because no matter what, I've got to make sure that one's straight. And then these other ones will dig in. We'll get it. Okay, we'll get it. Oh, no problem. Okay, I can kind of slide that one over just slightly. That. And now I can get that. And before I tighten it up, all the way, of course, I gotta make sure that this side's gonna line up exactly where I want it. And see, I know I've got to get that in at an angle, remember? So get that in there at the angle. And we'll get you moved over here for the sake of it, just so I'm not in your way, okay? Just so I'm not in your way. And I may have to do a little finagling. Concentrate on keeping it at the angle, and it's got to go over a little bit more. So, come on. There it goes. And that's why I like this impact drill. If you had a regular drill, there's no way you're going to drive those in. But with this, there is, because it just ratchets. And I noticed there was that mark right there. And that's why I'm getting up on the stool, so I can just bear down with my arm, my shoulder, instead of trying to be up here like this and wrench your arm out of whack. You know what I mean? Look at my side there. That looks pretty good. If anything, I need to put this one in first to just slightly drive it. And it's looking straight. Now all I have to hope is that I don't break off the screw, but I don't think I will, because I had it driven in almost all the way with the other screw, remember? And that started my hole. The beauty of the impact drill. Now this one, I'm gonna tighten that up by hand. I think I'm gonna do that one by hand, because that was the existing one, and it'll be tight, but I don't want to spin it out. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Even though it's in there at a very slight angle, I'm getting it. I'm getting all 4 screws in the edge of the 2x4. Look at that. Look at that. Now once it's snug, it's snug. You can't overdo it, because you could literally break the screw off. That's how strong this thing is. And if you do, then it gets trickier. You know, you could still put in another screw. You'd have to fish beyond it and stuff. Yeah, okay. I don't want to go any further than that. That is snug as a bug in a rug. Okay, now I'm going to take my corrector fluid, shake it, give it a little shake, and get it right in there, and right in the middle. You get it in the middle. Now you can't see anything I did with that. I got some on my finger. Dabbity nabbit. Right in the middle. It almost looks like, it's like, how did that guy put that in without marking up the center of those screws on that white, you know? Okay. Oh, I'm getting it all over now. Mother said there was hardly any in there, and there wasn't, but hey, it'll work. It's enough. It'll come off. It'll be fine. That's giving me a chance to put like a second coat everywhere else. And if you really get antsy about it, in an hour or so, you can come back out here, put another little coat on there. You should be fine. Yeah, see, there's just a little right there. Okay, there. Boy, looks like I almost knew what I was doing, huh? Almost.
That's funny.
Okay. I guess I'm not done, am I? Put this on. And, you know, probably about like that. Oh, she's got her flag in there. I guess I could stick that up. And you can do that any which way you want. Okay. So let me hold you here, and I'm gonna get the flag. Be right back. Yeah. Can you believe it? This flag that I'm gonna put up broke the other one off. It's unbelievable, right? And I've got the little holder. And I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking I should make it. I'm going to make it go up a little bit higher, because when it gets windy, let me tell you, it gets windy around here. Okay, so let's just see if I can get it up higher. Maybe like that. Yeah, that's probably too high. Probably like that. Okay. I don't know if that's any higher or not. I'm gonna have to take a look at it. I'm gonna have to take a look at that and see what I think. Yeah, I'm almost inclined to say I should put it up higher. So I'm gonna put it up higher. That way when people walk through here too, I don't know if I got it. Yeah, that's the same hole. That one's the same hole. I think it's gonna have to, I actually think it's gonna have to be like that. And then I can tighten that. How's that? That's that's almost too high, isn't it? That's too high. I don't like that. Don't like that. Okay, one more try, and that's it. Right there. That's where it's going to live. And I think that's all right. They'll just have to play with it, but that's pretty good. But I think Home Depot, I'm not sure. I'm saying you kind of messed up on that one, Home Depot. Sorry. This arm here should have extended out to about there, because there's not that much of the body in there. You know what I mean? This should have been, I would have made this tube longer, but hey, it's not Home Depot. It's whoever made this company. But hey, it's going to be fine. This is never going to fall off. See, does that look nice? Looks nice and sturdy. If they want to adjust that later, they can go up higher. I'll tell my cousin about it. But that's about the right angle. Okay. All right. Got her fixed. And hey, I was going to show you. Oh, that's right. I was going to show you one more thing this flagpole does, which some flagpoles don't. This thing spins. Oh, up here. Okay. It's this section here. It spins so that it prevents this from flying all around. See, I can twist this. Well, it's designed to where this spins independently from this. Okay, and when it gets windy, it won't. It's supposed to be so it doesn't wrap up on itself. This top spins from this bottom. I kind of like that. Not all of them do that. All right, so that's it. Oh, one more thing I want to show you, okay? Very important. Now my auntie, she likes, you know, she's a handicapped person per se. She's not, and she likes to show her patriotism. She likes to have her flag out. And she doesn't like to take the flag in and out every single day. But did you know if you leave your flag up at night, it's really not recommended if you don't have a light on. Now she could a light on your flag all night long if you have it on at night. She doesn't necessarily want her exterior lights on her house to stay on all night. So how else could she do that? Well, she went to the store. This is what I was going to show you. See, here's her landscape lights. They just turned on a timer. You'll notice there's one landscape light there that's not working. How come? Well, it's an individual one. It's not hooked up to the other ones. And it's got a photocell here. See, this entire thing is a photocell. When it gets, and I didn't install it, but they must have it on an adjustment. So however dark it gets, once it gets too dark, then it automatically turns this light on. Isn't that cool? And it's designed for that light to come on. It looks like they might have to angle it a little bit higher, and then that was the light that they would have to light the flag. Now she also has this other one, and I'm not going to install it. I think she has it. Maybe I should go get it and show you what she had in mind for that. Okay? Be right back. It's getting dark. I was wanting to get this done, but I'm not going to install this. But see here? Look at this. LED flag light. Isn't that something? They have it attached here to the flag, and it's solar. Hampton Bay is from Hampton Bay, and there's a way to get that clipped, to get this clipped on to the flag, and then here's the little solar panel. Because they were trying that one over there, and I think they found that it doesn't leave that light on all night long before it powers off, depending on how strong that is. Or she says, well, the landscapers, you know, when they're not paying attention, they bump it and then they re-angle it the wrong direction or knock it over or something. And she happens to think that if she puts this one on the light, on the flagpole, it might work better. I'm not gonna do that tonight. There's certain things on here you've got to read the directions and all that kind of stuff. But it came from Hampton Bay, and I believe I'm thinking she might have got that from Home Depot too. Okay, and so there you go. LED flag light. If you want to have your flag left up overnight, that's what you can do. Get the flag light, get the other one, try that, or else you'll have to leave these on all night. I've seen other people around the neighborhood have a spotlight where they installed it up high and maybe ran an additional wire to it or something, and did it with a spotlight. Okay, so all of those ways you can do it. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos. I can mark that off my list. And just like that, it's on. See, there's your I didn't even touch it. It just clicked on all by itself. Isn't that cool? That's not hooked up to the other lights. This is all by itself, and you can direct it however you want. I don't know how long it's supposed to last. I think it might last all night. I don't know. But then if you have the flag up, see, I've already put the flag down and everything, and now the light just went on. You've got the flag. It's okay to now leave your flag up at night if you've got a light on, because that light should stay on. These are on a timer. These landscape lights here are on a timer. This one, that one, this other one over here. And when that timer goes off, those go off. But this one is supposed to be designed to stay on. And I don't know why they wouldn't have one to stay on all night, because then what's the point, right? So I'm making the assumption that this one will last all night for that. So why does she need the one on the flag too? I don't know. Maybe, oh, she was thinking this one gets knocked down every once in a while. The landscapers, people who walk through here, if they jostle that or knock it down, if it stops working, she'll have one on the actual light pole. So then she could take her flag, leave it up, attach the other clip thing with the solar panel thing on there to the actual flag, and then have it light the flag. That's kind of cool.